Oh, I'm gonna pull this story to the screen. We'll listen to it and then we'll round up the show with this one today. How's that? All right, we have Auntie Rita of TikTok. Let's see. Let's listen. Let's have it.
This in London.
Listen to the man's voice.
My wife stays in London. She was the one that brought me here as a dependent. So all of a sudden, she came here and turned to another thing. Before you know it, she ejected me, pushed me out of the house. In fact, I got a contact from Lagos, from my brother. I told him what was going on. He said I shouldn't worry. He's going to give me a contact of one of my brothers here in Leicester. So I got the contact, called him. Then he was one that brought me down to this place and paid one-room apartment for me for 1 month on the 8th of last month. So the place expired on the 8th of this month. If I had known that I found myself in this condition, I would not be here. I will manage myself back in Nigeria.
We visited Francis.
If I go back to Nigeria, where am I going to stay? Everything was disposed of before I started coming down to this place. The money I realized in Nigeria, I sent it to her. She said she sent the
Masculinity is a necessity. No man can survive without it.
All right, so masculinity is not relevant. But let's leave Auntie Rita alone.
My wife says in
I'm gonna play the video again. I couldn't find the raw one. Masculinity is masculine. It's relevant, but that's not the highlight of what we're talking about. But just let's listen in here, okay? Anybody, the most masculine man can find himself in this kind of scenario because obviously it's a moving target. So hopefully no condition is permanent, right? Being in your masculine frame sometimes can also be a function of your situation, you know. Confidence. Let's talk about confidence for a second. Confidence is a function of your situation. If you've gone through quite a few failures in recent times, it can tamper with your sense of confidence. And sadly, a lot of people they use confidence interchangeably with masculinity. It depends on what they're talking about. So let's even disregard that. Let's not make it. But let's dissect what this man actually said.
My wife stays in London.
My wife stays in London.
The one that brought me here as a dependent.
She was the one that brought me here as a dependent. Okay, a lot of people moved to the London and they made arrangements, right? To one person should be dependent and then we'll work our way through getting through school, and then who can work faster, then I'll go to work while you're using because you're a woman. You use your work and your finesse as a woman, you find a job and you're needed in nursing, in NHS, and not whatever, right? And then we'll use that to bring ourselves up. Okay? So, and a lot of people have done that in recent times, right? Mm-hmm.
So all of a sudden, she came here and turned to another thing.
All of a sudden. Where's the rest of the all of it?
Explain because no evidence.
Where is the rest? What? Where is the rest of the all of a sudden?
Halfway.
Tell us. Don't jump through all of a sudden. That all of a sudden is at least 3 months, possibly 3 years. What happened? There's a movie called All of a Sudden. Okay? There's a Hollywood movie called All of a Sudden. It's 2 hours long at least. And that's after we cut it into small bits. We cut it into scenes, right? We make it, we sensationalize it. There's a love scene. There's a lot of things that happen. Killer mean. All of a sudden, what happened between the beginning of all and
Before you know it, she ejected me.
Before you know it. No, wait.
Before you know it,
let's go back.
My wife stays in London. She was the one that brought me here as a dependent. So all of a sudden, she came here and turned to another thing. Before you know it, she ejected me.
Okay, let's expand it. Okay, there's all of a sudden, and before you know it, can we at least break down it? What is it? Can we break it down into pieces? We want to know everything that happened between all and it. All of a sudden, before you know it. Before you know it. What is it? We need to get down to the bottom of that. Before we talk about masculinity, abi femininity, abi submission, abi any of that nonsense, we need to know everything that happened there. I don't think we're going to be able to do that in 4 minutes, guys. We need at least a 2-hour movie for that. Let's keep going.
Of the house. In fact, I got a contact from Lagos, from my brother. I told him what was going on. He said I shouldn't worry. He's going to give me a contact of one of my brothers here in Leicester. So I got the contact, called him. Then he was one that brought me down to this place and paid 1-room apartment for me for 1 month.
Somebody paid 1-room apartment for him for 1 month, so he can actually move in somewhere. So it sounds like somebody that's not well established in the UK yet, which is happens. Okay, all of us, if you haven't been through it, you know someone that was part of your vehicle to be here today that have been through that. Okay, so that's not the issue here. Is this narrative that all of a sudden a woman kicks you out? Is it possible that women kick people out of the house? Yes, absolutely. Yes, you know. But what you and I cannot agree on today in this session is why. Right? What do you mean why? What kind of possible why could it be that you will kick your husband? I don't know. I could give you a worst case scenario. A worst case scenario is that he's molesting his children. Hopefully not. Is it usually a worst case scenario like that? No. It could be a worst case scenario as we're arguing all the time and I feel threatened and you used to beat me in Nigeria and I'm not sure if you're going to beat me here. It could be a worst case scenario as like we were actually fighting together, but the police can only see scratch on her body and not on yours. Maybe she was even the one that hit herself. I don't know what happened there. But the point is that between all of a sudden and it, there is at least one movie. And you cannot judge this case unless you watch that movie. That's all I'm saying. You can't. Okay? I think the point Auntie Rita is trying to make is that if you're not a masculine person, a woman will drag you, blah, blah, blah. Irrelevant. Okay? Irrelevant. Absolutely irrelevant. All right? Let me come to the chat. Hold on 1 second. She said, that's tough. She started to misbehave. I know it is the beginning of a movie. You know, the sound is the beginning of the movie. But we can't just jump to kick you out. That sounds like the end of the story. What's the other thing? He has no income. What is going on? How can she just kick him out? It's possible. There are evil women that will just kick you out. I doubt if that was his wife. There is more to the story. You cannot judge this story. If you judge this story like, hey, that's what's wrong with this woman. They get to the abroad, they get to the Western world, and they become less submissive. It's no wonder. You see, that's the conclusion. It's no wonder why you got kicked out. I'm sorry. That line of thought, that angle to life, maybe that's what Rita meant by lack of masculinity. You're a victim. You're a victim, man. So of course you perpetuate. So you jump on a video somewhere and you start telling the story, and now you're a victim. Can they stop this stupid masculine feminine mess in 2025? They say maintain your masculine core so that you don't get to America. No, some people say the way you maintain your masculine core or frame is don't bring her to America. Tell her to sit in Nigeria. Okay? And nobody better blow her back out in Nigeria either. Because you're a masculine man and you will never accept such nonsense unless you expect it, of course.
I never expected it.
Alright, guys. Thank you so much. I had fun today. I gotta get to some other business. No, I'm not done for the day. But I gotta get some other business for the day. I'll be back here very, very soon. Do me a favor. Hit like, share, subscribe. Turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. Help me share this video. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.